One of the first things I will do, actually on day one, is I will end the government's favoritism towards unions in contracting on federal projects.
The Maine State Employees Association, an affiliate of the Service Employees International Union, has been around since 1943. MSEA started when workers all over the state decided to join forces to improve their working conditions and those of their brothers and sisters.
Get involved at the political level as well, whatever major policy is going on any given day. The majority of our workers are work in the executive branch of the state government. We also represent legislative and judicial branches. And then over 30 bargaining units with 22 or 23 different employers. Governor Baxter School, the Maine Turnpike, community college adjuncts are some of our most recent members. Maine People's Alliance, the Red Cross in Bangor. Primarily is the negotiating the contract and enforcing them. Our political involvement starts, I would say, long before the legislators are elected. We're getting into the season now, and they have, I believe, March 17th is the deadline for candidates to register. And so once they've filed their paperwork, then we get involved in an endorsement process. The biggest one is the contract, the negotiations. You know, do they want to be able to vote on what the bargaining team was able to get, or do they want to leave that up to everybody else? The income protection program is one of those, and that's a very good, very cost-effective product that is available to our members that we manage here as well. Depending on the issue, we do have a number of coalition partners that we tend to be in sync with on most issues. Our charter provides for the president, whoever's sitting as president of MSEA, to have a seat on the board of the International. So I'm on that board. And we gain a lot of resources from them, whether it's on the ground here locally, but we can call at any time and get some expert advice, if you will, and they're the ones who do the lobbying in Washington. We talked to a woman recently who she's a cancer survivor, but she was diagnosed with cancer, no health care, but yet she's providing health care to folks. And she said, I can pay them $10 a week, and I'll probably never get that paid off before I die. Were, not showing up at the legislature and talking to their legislators, or calling them if they weren't able to be here.
So day to day, that is, I'll let you know what I did today, because day to day it changes in this line of work. I think the great thing about this organization, this line of work, is that there's nothing that's static. It's very dynamic. Today, I got pulled to the State House to try to defeat an amendment on a bill that would arm forest rangers. There's one big one, and he's on the second floor of the State House. It's our current governor, Governor LePage, and his administration. When they came in 2011, their primary focus, along with what they call welfare reform, was targeting unions, whether it was in the legislature on right-to-work bills or at the bargaining table. We were bargaining with them for over 2 years. So I'd say that's our number one challenge. we've somewhat been forced into it, but it's been good since LePage got elected, where we've been collaborating on workers' issues, whether it's right to work, whether it's this reclass thing that I was telling you about today. This morning, wherever I was running around, where the troopers and the law enforcement guys were following me everywhere around. So working in tandem with them, we all fall, we all rise. Now we're in this hyper partisan environment, and despite what people think, we are a political organization. We have to be, because we're state government and it's all politics, and we have to play in that sphere. That is something that is evolved over time. There were times that our union was strictly about negotiated contract, and then people do their work and we file grievances. They didn't want to be involved in politics. That's evolved because we initially were pulled that direction, but we realized that we have to be. However, the one thing that we have as unions that Koch brothers don't have, that ALEC, American Legislative Exchange Commission, does, some of the right-wing groups that don't have, is we have 8,000 people who are willing to hit the streets. For 2 years, people were on the streets advocating for a contract. We were having people march around the governor's house. We were having people march in all across the state. That's what we bring to the table. The best organizing tool is a bad boss, and we have that. Some of the things that have always worked remain the most effective, and that's that face-to-face connection. Yeah. The best way to get someone to join a union is to have a fellow union member go and sit down and have a conversation with them.
Let's talk about unions for a second. I believe in unions.